to my channel. This is the daily covered caller show. We're going to do an end of day report, see how everything finished up. It was a pretty good day. We'll also go look at the distribution estimate. So the declaration day is tomorrow for Defiance. That means they're going to be declaring dividends. But sometimes that happens, even though they say it's tomorrow. It could happen after the market closes today, or it could happen tonight, or it could happen at midnight or overnight. So I want to be prepared. So I've already released my estimates. So there are my estimates right in front of you. $1.23 for triple QI, which would be $3.70 in new shares. 99 cents for JEPY, which would be just under $3. IWMY is $1.19, be $3.58. USOY is $1.50. Okay, I'll drop the old shares next month. We'll start talking just in new shares. So triple QI had one hell of a month. One hell of a day. I guess the month isn't over till tomorrow. Watch for an end of month melt up. Lots of times prices melt up into the end of the month. Now, let's see what they're doing right now. All right, there's an S&P chart, a 30-minute chart. You can see it finished right in the middle of the profit box. NASDAQ also finished pretty much in the middle. Russell finished outside of it, on top of it. Full profit, Russell. Nice job. All right, so triple QI made $900,000 today. They're up 49 cents right now on the month. IWMY trades Russell 2000 options. They made a full profit today. They made $900,000 or 0.75 of a percentage point, which is freaking awesome. 21 cents a share is the total for the month. Let's see, JEPY was going for 800,000. They made almost 300,000, but they're up 93 cents a share on the month. Yep, no, that's right, 93 cents a share on the month. Looking good. All right, so now let's check out the buffer report. And I don't know why in the hell this isn't working. Let me hit refresh and hopefully it comes back. I don't know what's going on with the buffer report today. I have no idea. It's not showing the underlying. It's showing what SPY-T was up. I mean, that's good to know. I mean, iSpy had a hell of a day, it looks like. I mean, if this is even right with all this, I mean, when it's not showing the red, which is the underlying, I don't know. It really pisses me off it does that. This is the buffer report I've been using more lately, but this shows how the funds are doing for the whole month. And you can just see this has been the month of XDTE. Now, every month won't be that way. I saw an interaction on Discord or somewhere, Reddit. People think that XDTE is the best fund now, and it has no NAV erosion. Well, it has had a hell of a month, but in a month where there's no open gaps, it won't be the best fund. So, I mean, a bet on XDTE is a bet on overnight opening gaps. So as long as that persists, yeah, it'll outperform the other daily funds. But if the market drops, it's gonna drop further and faster. And also, even if the market's up, but if the market's up without gapping overnight, it will, or God forbid, with gapping down. Even if the market's up, but it had a couple of gap downs during the month instead of gap ups, yeah, this fund's going to be lagging. So it's not like it's instantly goated. I just that's what the Know What You Own series. That's what it was intended to show. Each one of these funds have a different. Some funds are better at a different type of market, and some funds are vulnerable in other types of markets. Anyway, that's what the Know Your Own series, Know What You Own series is about. Anyway, long as the market keeps gapping up, XDT is great. It's great because it's monetizing those overnight gaps. All right, so but I'm sorry the buffer report's not working. So let's see what else we can get working. ULTY. Okay, well, let's look at this. We had some earnings today. That's next week's earnings. But we had earnings today for Dell. It looks like their stock's up. Marvell, they're way up. Autodesk, they're up. Lululemon was down. No, they're up. They're down first and then up. Ulta Beauty was down. MondoDB was up. Whichever one this one is was down. I haven't even heard of that one. Elastic NV. All right, so earnings are behind us. I have some content on some earnings trades, and they're doing really well. Look at all that green. They all these trades. Now there are some red trades on here, but these are all the hedge trades that are hedging against the market going down, and those were all green yesterday because the market sold off. But now the market popped back up today, and those are all red. But these earnings trade, these are an example of what happens when earnings trades go right. Here's a bearish NVIDIA trade. It made $176. Here's another bearish NVIDIA trade, made $321. And here's there's a bullish one too. Here's a bullish one. Okay, well, the bullish one's actually down. Anyway, all right. Well, NVIDIA did pull back a little bit. No strategy can cover all the circumstances. Remember, those types of trades I do need usually when I put on a bullish earnings trade, I want either a steady price or a price that moves up. But yeah, a price that moves down usually beats that strategy. So, but that's why you can do bearish versions of the same trade. There's a bearish version of an NVIDIA trade, the profit and loss graph for bit. That's an easy trade. And then here's a bullish NVIDIA trade. The price moved down a little bit and then moved out of the profit. It moved out from underneath the profit 10. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going to have content on those. We're going to see MondoDB had earnings after the bell tonight, as did Dell. We have a really good looking trade on Dell. Here's the profit and loss graph on this one. Yeah, this is a classic example that you just want prices not to drop more than 7%. Market for Dell can go up, stay the same, go up a little, go down a little. Down 5% is fine, still make $131. Just can't go down 10%, 15%. Then it's going to lose money. So, like I say, unless it was a bearish Dell earnings trade, but this one is a bullish trade. So if you guys like that kind of content, leave me a message. I'm going to be making I'll be making a video tomorrow, and we'll get ready for next week's earnings plays. So next week we're going to make some trades on these stocks: DocuSign, Avgo, IoT. If they have liquid enough options, we'll make trades on them. Dollar Tree and Dick's will probably be good. Maybe Casey's General Stores. Anyway, we'll look at that. On Zscaler is always a good one. I've made some really nice earnings trades in the past on Zscaler. In fact, I hit a really big one time. They used to have a really liquid options pit. Anyway, we'll have content on that tomorrow. I'll be looking for that. In fact, we'll do a little preview right now. This is my favorite thing to do. Let's look at Zscaler and let's see how liquid these options are. Let's see if anything even looks appealing to us. So this is for next week. I mean, something like that looks pretty good. Look how liquid these options are. Bid at 935, asked at 975, 700 contracts to traded today, 700 open. This is a 40-cent spread. I mean, This is be a very reasonable earnings trade, and it has about a 6.9% buffer. All right, we'll save that one, and we'll take a look at that. I'll still make a full video tomorrow that'll show how much we make on all those other trades coming off. That's been a really good week. Tomorrow, those other trades will even be greener because they're relying on time to pass. So tomorrow, that should look even better, less the market tanks. But for instance, this is how income trades are supposed to work. Like, look at this. Look at this CrowdStrike trade. Oh, that's a bad example. The Dell trade's a good example, I think. Look at this Dell trade. All right, it's up $181 right now. It could be taken off even before earnings. Somebody could have closed it for $180 profit. It only cost about a little over $500 to put on. It's just a 4-leg. It's just a double diagonal, nothing too complex. But as time passes, and this is just tomorrow, the market, the market doesn't move. And Dell, and what was Dell's after hours price? Let's look here. All right, Dell's, let's say if it opens there, it's just under 115. Let's just say if it opens at let's just say if it opens at 115 in the morning. And let's make the time pass to about noon tomorrow. There's Friday, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. So even just by 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, if this thing's still around 115, this trade could be worth, and we'll have content, could be worth $1,200. Could even be worth more. If it stays here and they pin that strike, it could be worth a max of $2,000 on just over $500 risk. If you guys are interested in these kinds of trades, I'm thinking about making a service where I start releasing them, or where we have a trade of the day or something. I don't know. I would love someone to be making some money on these. These are interesting trades. But yeah, so that's how the income part of it works. You could take it off for 180, today, but if you make it one more day, it can grow from 180 to in the thousands. It can grow 5x. What that is, what you're really doing, you sold this option twice for $5.40. At the close today, it was just worth $4. Okay. Now you had to buy some other options, and they're dropping too. But anyway, the idea is the options you sold drop at a faster rate than the options you buy. And so by tomorrow, that the options that you sold by tomorrow, this 115, how much do you think, if the market's at, still at 115 in the morning and not at 120, and other people paid $5 for these also. So people are going to be underwater in these. People that paid $5 for these pre-earnings need a price of 120 or even 125 to double their money. Well, they didn't get it. So this thing will probably open up and it'll be worth about 250. And then the vol will just be, and then by the end of the day, it'll be worth zero. Anyway, that all that money coming out is what makes this an income trade. That's why I love these kinds of trades so much. Yes, it's directional. You're bullish, but you're also making money on time passing, on tomorrow coming after today. And that's what makes this really powerful. And that's what gives you a 2 out of 3 chance to win and all that other good stuff. That, that's why you get all this buffer. But yeah, this was a great trade. Boy, I wish people would have done this, because this one would be a home run. This one was probably going to be a double, and a double on an earnings trade in less than a week, 200%. I mean, my gosh, we'll see. Anything could happen. If something happens overnight, and that's the risk in these trades. It's not like free money. you're still long the market. Something happens overnight and boom, the market opens down and, God forbid, then, this trade could easily lose $500. But anyway, all right. They're not easily, but it's very possible. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, or don't count the chickens before they hatch. I mean, you don't want to count your eggs. I guess you're counting the eggs to see how many chickens you have, but you don't want to count them before they hatch as a chicken, right? Something like that. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. You guys have a good day. I'll be back. I'll be back in the morning. Okay. All right. Hey, let me know if any of you guys are interested in these option trades.